Welcome back to another week of Above the Bottom Line. I have been thinking and reading a lot about Etsy. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them. They are an online marketplace for originally only handcrafted goods, but over time it has evolved to include other kinds of crafts and vintage items. It's a really awesome marketplace. I'm biased. I'm a huge supporter of Etsy, and I especially jewelry. I love funky jewelry and cool things like this, which was not purchased on Etsy, but it's something that you could probably get there. But I've been a big fan of Etsy also as an observer and somebody who's really passionate about socially responsible business. One thing you may not know about Etsy is that it's actually, it was a certified B Corporation. And a certified B Corporation is this third party, you could think of it as a stamp of approval from an organization called the B Lab. And they essentially have a long range of criteria that they use to assess companies on how socially responsible they are. Things ranging from labor practices to their supply chain to environmental impact. And Etsy, which was started back in 2005, I didn't even know they've been around this long. It's kind of amazing. They started off with this ethos of building a marketplace for creatives, individual creative entrepreneurs to sell their goods. And they built this incredible marketplace for sellers like that. And they did it in a way that was really socially conscious. And so in 2012, they decided to become a certified B Corporation. But what's huge about Etsy is that they became the publicly traded company as a B Corp certified business. Now, as you can imagine, it was a big deal. And this was back in 2015. There were a lot of naysayers. There were a lot of people who were like, this is not going to be successful. There's no way that they can maintain their ethos and drive the kinds of returns that are required on Wall Street. But of course, there are people who are like, we don't know. Let's see. This could be awesome. And we're rooting for them, it would be amazing. They opened up on the NASDAQ and the CEO rang the bell. I think it was April 16th of 2015. The stock price doubled by the closing bell, and since then, things have not been that great, sadly. So the stock, which plummeted over the next 2 years, it started to pick up steam since 2016, the end of last year. But there's been a lot of turmoil. So the company was targeted by activist investors who felt like the company was spending too lavishly, especially on benefits. The company has generous benefits compared to other American companies, like 6 months parental leave. They have perks like food catered, a lot of tech company type perks. They also spent $40 million to build out a new office space in New York. They weren't growing as fast as, of course, Wall Street wanted. They were growing, but not as fast. And the growth kind of slowly started to go down a little bit each quarter. Fast forward to earlier this year, essentially the CEO got fired. They had a first round of layoffs of 80 people, it was 8% of the staff. Then the new CEO came in, and he then, I think within a couple months, laid off another 140 people. This company was in a really critical and sad turning point, one that very much affected employees and the morale and shook people's kind of confidence in their ability to execute and be successful as a socially responsible business that's publicly traded. I say all this to say, I've been thinking a lot about what all of this means. We're at this really incredible point where it's not possible, obviously, to predict where Etsy's gonna go and how they're gonna do. But I do feel like it is a really important point for companies that are looking at the path ahead and whether or not being a public corporation, being able to meet the demands and the short-termism culture of Wall Street is gonna be worth it. For entrepreneurs who want to start the next billion-dollar business, maybe, I don't know. that doesn't exploit people, the planet, etc. And I'm eager to hear your thoughts. So let me know. Leave a comment below. What do you think? Do you think that Etsy will be successful? Do you think that Etsy's turmoil, do you think that the turmoil at Etsy over the past couple years could be a sign that this won't work for socially responsible businesses? Or are you optimistic? I want to know.